Operator Practical Exam. This is read for all exams, the same script, the same way, just with a different title if it's a different exam, okay? Before we begin, I'd like to take a few moments to introduce our staff and give you an overview of our examination procedures. I am the assigned facilitator for this session, and my role is to read you the instructions, observe and rate your skills, performance, and the time on each section of this examination. You may direct any general questions you have to me. I am only allowed to answer general questions that do not direct or instruct you in any way relating to the content outline of this examination. If asked a restricted question, I will politely respond by saying, please do as you have been instructed, or do the best that you can with what you've brought with you. At this time, I will review a few specific areas to ensure you are familiar before the examination begins. Our restrooms are located, and then we'll tell you where those are. Okay? While you may use the restrooms during the examination, the time will continue to elapse, and any instructions you miss will not be repeated. Only one candidate at a time may leave, so please return as quickly as possible. You will be able to make use of the following as needed throughout the exam: the adjustment of your assigned hydraulic chair, the broom and dustpan, trash cans for hair clippings, which are located, and we point to where those are. You must place your waste material in your own trash bag throughout the exam. The sinks, and we point where they are also available for your use if you need water. You do not need permission to use them. However, please remember that they are shampoo bowls with hoses, and you must hang on to the hoses when turning the water on. Do you think we've got the shower? Please listen carefully to the following code of conduct for this examination. Any violation of the following code of conduct will result in the loss of points for the task performed during the time the conduct is taking place, and a report of your conduct will be filed with TDLR. You may not refer to written notes, task lines, or candidate bulletins during the examination. Your model must sit quietly during the examination and not actively assist you in any way. You may speak to your model only to provide basic directions. You may not ask questions while performing tasks. You may not observe the work of other candidates. Please remain focused on your own workstation during the examination. Please do not speak to or assist other candidates throughout the examination. During the practical portion, you must follow all appropriate rules that ensure the health, the safety, and the welfare of the public. When taking out your supplies during each section of the exam, please place your Ziploc bag on top of your workstation to be evaluated by your rater. Please note that there is a site wall clock that you can refer to during the exam. We'll point to where that's at. And please turn off all cell phones while in the examination room. All procedure criteria must be performed in order listed in the candidate information bulletin for you to receive the points for the tasks. For each section, I will announce the title of the section and the amount of time available for the section. When I say you may begin, you may start completing the tasks associated with that section. When I say candidates, please stop working. Please stop working. If you finish the task for a particular section before the allotted time has ended, please step back and raise your hand to indicate that you are finished with that section. We'll not move on to the next section of the examination until all candidates are finished with the section for the time or the time elapses for that section. Does anyone have any questions about the instructions I have just read to you? So then we stop, then we stop and we give them an opportunity to ask a question, okay? Now, if you have a candidate who is like scared to death, this is the time that if she's got any questions, or he, that's the time to tell them, ask then, okay? It doesn't matter how trivial it is. If you just need a minute to take a breath, that's okay. Ask to repeat whatever part of the instructions just to give yourself some time, okay? Because that's acceptable too. Got a question over here somewhere? Yes, ma'am.
You actually schedule all Spanish practicals separate, so they're not repeating English and Spanish.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. If it's a Spanish-speaking exam or Vietnamese exam, there is a prompter on their computer, on their laptop computer, and it reads this same script to them in their language, okay? But it's only a group of Spanish speaking or a group of Vietnamese or a group of English. They're never mixed in, okay?
Okay, so the testing date then, if I needed my practical in Spanish, then everybody there is also speaking in Spanish?
Correct.
Okay, but the proctor is bilingual or speaks
Possibly.
Spanish?
Most of our raters are, but not all. But there's a prompt for them that they're set up on speakers, and so they hit that prompt, and the interpreter speaks in Spanish or Vietnamese the instructions, just like this. We have sent all of this information to translators, have them put that together for us, and it's downloaded into the laptops so that we can administer all of those exams. The only one where it would be an issue is if it was an instructor. Then for sure we would have to make sure the exam is set up at a site where an instructor did speak the language. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
My question was, in English, they're given the opportunity to ask questions. What happens if the rater doesn't speak Spanish and they have questions?
That creates a problem for us at that time. So it would be, and what we would do is go back to the portion of the instructions to repeat that. So, and that's basically what a rater would do as well. If you asked me a question about the instructions I've just read, I would go back to the script and I would read to you those instructions again. Because I really can't assist you other than to repeat that. So then the rater would just hit the prompt to read that portion again if there was a question. Okay. Anything else on that?